Hi guys, it's Blackie. Okay, this video is to replace my entire Blackbird series of videos. Those videos were where I was developing it and talking to you about it, early runs and etc. and how each of these components came about. However, it's got old information on it, old ordering information and stuff like that that is no longer correct. So I am completely starting over now. And this will be the video for my reference point. So should anybody ask about a Blackbird product or a rucksack or haversack or the sustainment pouches, this is the video I'm going to reference them to see what components are. Okay, let's start with it completely assembled. This is the full set. This is the haversack, and I make two kinds of haversacks. We'll detail them in a minute. These are the two sustainment pouches, and then right here is the small Weehawk pouch, which is, and we're going to look at each one of these independently, which is to be a utility bag, small carrier, gathering bag, etc. And then you have the actual rucksack, which is called a Nighthawk. As you can see, the Nighthawk fits onto an Alice pack frame. I designed it that way so that it would fit up here, the straps would line up, and it would all hook on. The shoulder straps will go through the connections. And let me show you this right quick. I've just got it sitting on here so I can demonstrate. The two connections on the rucksack line up with these two little clips right here on the Alice pack frame. So you put the straps through and that anchors at the top. On the sides down here, we'll see this when we look at the haversack up close. There are two wings that come out. They line up for this opening so you can anchor it to here. Also on there, on those two wings, there are double D-rings. That allows you, if you do not want to carry it on a frame and you want to carry it as a soft pack, but you want the web belt. This web belt, which is a webbing, can be taken off of a Alice pack frame or purchased from surplus, and will go through those rings and put the belt on it. So you would have a soft pack with straps and a waist belt on it. So that is the idea. Yes, it will fit the Alice. Now, let's turn this back around and we will start with the pouches. On the rucksack, there's a series of these loops, and you'll see this up close. I am attaching it simply with an Alice clip. Okay, these are available online as surplus and cheap. This is what I'm using. There are other types of fasteners out there. There's even a Molly fastener that can work for this. But all of them have a belt loop like thing, and you're just simply going between two belt loops like that to anchor it to the pack. This is the Weehawk. The Weehawk is a small gather bag just like the larger bags. It uses a strap and two D-rings. Okay? Twin D-rings and strap. This bag then opens up to become a small gear bag, etc. Good sized to be a gathering bag, belt bag, something to go into a larger bag to be like something to carry your compass. The small things that you want to carry. It will also fit onto the belt with that loop, and then you simply roll the top down, fold it over, go through the double rings, come back, separate, and then go back through the ring just like that and pull it, and that will anchor it. That gives you a quick handy carry handle, and it can be carried on a belt or hooked to a larger piece of gear. When not in use, it can be rolled down extremely small. Now we'll demonstrate that now. You simply start rolling, squeezing the air out. All these products are made out of ripstop waxed canvas. Okay? Roll all the way down, put the buckle back through, go back over, come back through, pull it down tight, and that's it. That is the Weehawk. On either side you can connect, or on the front as well, you can connect one of these pouches. These are called the Sparrowhawk pouches. They are sustainment pouches. Again, they're just hooked on with Alice pack clips. It is a much larger bag. The idea behind this bag was it was to be a large gathering bag, a carrying bag, and also it could serve multiple purposes in camp. One, the material works good as a pillow, so I can carry this to camp using it to carry my gear, but once I get there I can also fill this full of leaves or something, make a pillow out of it. It's about the right size for a pillow. Okay? It uses the same double D connections. Now, the size of it. From this point forward, from the posting of this video forward, all of these Sparrowhawks will be large enough to handle all of the Pathfinder cook pots of the 2-quart, the Swedish set, etc. Now let me demonstrate that. So these can serve as a carry bag for your cook pot. This is a 2-quart bush pot. Open it up. The reason I say from this point forward, there has been some change in the past. When we originally designed this, it was to do this, but over time the material changed, and how we cut it following that material made them where it may or may not. So from this point forward, all of the bags will be big enough to handle the Pathfinder cook set. So there's the 2-quart in it. You see it's the right side on the bottom. It's got a flat bottom. Here is the Swiss mess kit. It will also fit into this. So you can use it as a cook set bag. As you can see, it fits into it, no problem. And if I move that bale out of the way down there, it'll go down long enough for me to roll it over. It just had the 2 quarts. So that's the 2-quart and the Swiss in there at the same time. It is flat bottom, like I said, and has a double row of loops onto it so you can attach it to other pieces of gear, etc. Yes, this bag will attach to the Pathfinder rucksack as well. You just have to come up with either an Alice clip or use a little bit of bank line or a little bit of paracord and tie it on it. Either way works fine. I prefer the Alice clips. The primary function of this was to be a food bag, an extra storage bag, clothing bag, etc. that you can put on the outside of your rucksack to be able to utilize it in camp. It also, due to this series of belt loops, not just one belt loop, you can roll this down to whatever size you need. So let us say that you've got one of those 2-quart water bottles that Pathfinder sells, and you want to use this as a carrier on the side of your rucksack. You just roll it down like a shirt. Now it's big enough to put it in there. If I need this opening a little tighter, I can hook the buckle and strap, but when I start rolling, and make it a little tighter when it gets down to this. This becomes a gather bag for gathering tinder, whatever. It will also hold water. Yes, it will leak just a little bit. All of my products will hold water, and therefore, if I'm wanting to carry water from a water source down here in the woods back up to my camp here, because the water's down there, but there's a lot of mosquitoes down there, and I want to be up here for the view and the breeze and etc., I can use this to carry water back to camp and use it up there. So it works well like that. So like I say, you can roll it down this way. If, however, you just simply need a smaller pouch, I'm going to carry it on the belt, and I don't need the full-size pouch. All I've got to do, just like that other one, that Weehawk, is roll it down to the size I need, fold it over, and hook it. And it becomes a smaller pouch to put on gear or put on a belt. The loops will also line up. All of my products work with each other. The belt loops right here, top and bottom, line up for my haversack straps of both of my haversacks. So this could be put onto the outside of the haversack on the strap So if I'm running a really light camp and going to be just camping with the gear in my haversack and I just need food, an extra pair of socks, this sustainment pouch called the Sparrowhawk can slide onto it and be my carry bag. So this is a Sparrowhawk. And one will fit on either side or the front of the rucksack. Hook. You see with these Alice clips, it's no problem to unhook it. Now on the top, for my top flap, is my haversack. On the back of the Nighthawk, and this is the Nighthawk rucksack, there is a tube right here. This tube is where the strap for the haversack goes through, comes out, goes back through its buckle. This allows the haversack to serve as a top flap for the rucksack, and so I can carry this all as one unit. The mindset is so when I get to camp, I'm going to take this off, and that's going to leave me with my rucksack. My rucksack has my camp in it, and so this is going to get tied to the tree. My haversack will then come off for me to wear around camp in my exploring. All I got to do is pull the strap out, just like that. Pull it out of the two rings. Pull it out of the loop on the top, and it becomes the separate unit. We'll get to this in a moment. Now, this is the Nighthawk rucksack. It has 3 heavy-duty webbing strips on the front, the 2 sides, and it has 2 rows on the bottom. Its attachment is up here at the top. There's a set of double D rings sewed in right there. That's where Alice pack straps hook to it. The pack does not come with a set of straps because there are 5 distinct styles of Alice pack straps. I like this short strap pad like this is what I like, and depending on your body is whether you like the long one, the H one, the Molly type one, etc. And so that's up to you. These are readily available in surplus market, and Walmart actually sells this short Alice pack strap set, and it was like 15 bucks. And so that's where I got these. I just went to walmart.com and said Alice pack straps, and these popped up. And they've got the quick disconnect and everything on them, which I like. So, and I added this little carry handle, does not come on it. There is a big roll top gather bag, okay? I simply at this time have a D-ring on each side and use a small carabiner or carabiner to connect the two. So you roll it down to where you want, fold it together, click, and that keeps it together. It'll keep it rolled down. Now I need it a little more secure, Blackie, then you can hook it to the strap here. Remember, the haversack's going to be laying down on top of this to hold it down. See? You open it up. The capacity of this bag is equal to that of the main body of the Alice, medium Alice. Okay? In the back of this rucksack, there is a large pocket right in on the inside. This pocket is just a big envelope for you to be able to slide a pad of some kind into it. Now I borrowed this idea from the German Alpine rucksack because they had these pads that slid down in there and acted like a soft frame. It A, padded your back, and B, you could pull it in and out without having to unpack the bag. I liked that feature, so I included it into the Nighthawk. When you pull out, I have a pad. We'll get to the pad in a minute. That pad slides in there and acts as a soft frame as well as padding your back. Your Molly pouches will fit on here sideways. Alice pouches will fit on here sideways. They make an adapter that goes through here that allows you to hook Molly pouches and any Molly gear or Alice gear to hang vertically normally, so to speak. It goes underneath here, and there's 2 loops for the Alice strap or the Molly strap. so that this can be easily adapted to handle any of the surplus pouches that are available. That's why I made it so versatile. I want versatility, adaptability. Now, let's talk about the haversack. I make two haversacks. One is called the Black Hawk. In the past we called it the Blackbird, but I keep messing up and calling it a Black Hawk. And everything's called a hawk in my set, so we're just going to call it from this point forward the Black Hawk. The Black Hawk is this size bag. It is made out of the ripstop wax canvas, and it will have a carry handle on the back. It will have this very generous nylon strap. It uses the double D rings on this side. I went with this because it's an easy, quick disconnect. One, by making this strap come off, I have the ability of, I can put it around my waist, run this strap around, go through a belt loop on the far side, and hang this as a thigh bag. Maybe I'm doing something where I don't need anything on my shoulders and I need it to be attached that way. I could use it as a game bag then, etc. So I'll put it that way so it hooks to me that way. This strap is also long enough that I can put it over my head, flip it back over on my back, and have it lay on my back as a really light rucksack, okay? Or actually a knapsack. Along the bottom edge of it on the back, there are a series of loops. This allows me to come through the handle and put like a long handle tomahawk or some other piece of gear diagonally in here to stick through and come out there. I've even hooked a machete in here that way with a sheath, if any way I want to carry it. These loops allow me to attach a bedroll to hang underneath. They also allow me to use this and put a loop around it to hook to my leg when I'm carrying it as a thigh bag. Okay? The exact same size, build, and everything is the Black Hawk. This one is the upgrade. It is called the Red Hawk. The Red Hawk has snaps where the Black Hawk does not on the flap. These do not have to be fastened, and these tabs fold out so that whenever you're not got it snapped, they're not sitting there going click, 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 click when you're walking. They open out, okay? Both the Black Hawk and the Red Hawk, the top flap has this large zippered compartment in it, okay, that you can access. I made it so that whenever you're wearing it, I'll show you this right quick. You simply go through, open up the two rings, make a loop, put the loop through underneath the top ring, just like that, and then pull it down tight. That locks it, okay? But to get out of it in a hurry, you just grab that and it will fall off of you. That way you can have maximum versatility, and if you ever do get bound up, you can, if you can get to that strap, have a quick disconnect and break it off of you, okay? Whenever I'm wearing it like this, I bring it around the front and I flip up and the flap will go to the inside, okay? That means I can unzip and I can access my gear while holding it, and my stuff isn't going to be falling out, okay? Because of the way the zipper is on the top. At the same time, I have access to the main pocket, okay? On the Red Hawk, which is the upgrade, there are two additional pouches here that are small pouches that are sewn into the front of the haversack. The first one is approximately like 4 inches deep. It's perfect size to carry an extra knife, small fire kit, something like that into it. Sorry about the traffic noise. The lower pouch is just a little bit smaller, but it goes below it. Again, I like to carry a fire kit in one of them and my knife, or like my pocket knife, my extra blade in the other one. So it's quick grab. So you have, just by flipping open the haversack back toward you, you have the large main pocket, which carries stuff that I want to protect, but I don't want to have to dig for, like compasses and stuff like that. I have two smaller pouches for those quick grabs like fire kit, matches, etc. And then I've got the main body. This is a large, roomy main body Okay? Not too big, not too small. As I said, it becomes the top flap of the rucksack to work as part of the system or as a standalone haversack by itself. The one without the extra pockets and the snaps on the flap is the Blackhawk. The one with the snaps and the zippers is the Red Hawk. The Red Hawk was developed to be primarily the top of the rucksack for those guys that want to be able to do the camping, etc., and don't want that flap coming up. They want it all secure, especially if you're going to be carrying it on a bike or something like that, or canoeing, kayaking or something, and you want it to stay a nice, compact, tight unit. That's the reason I developed the Red Hawk. Okay? Now, let me show you right quick, fully loaded. This is my haversack fully loaded. Excuse the pine pollen, I'm down here in the south. But this is it, fully loaded. See, those snaps allow me to do this, so my stuff don't come out. Where's my strap? When my strap is not being used, there's a double D. I'd bring them around and I just unhook the strap and put it inside the flap and then do the two snaps. So now it's easy to grab for taking in and out of vehicles or something like that. Easy to secure in a kayak, a canoe, or whatever, with quick and easy access. See, where that strap doesn't get in the way because it will store inside of the bag. Okay? Now, outside of mine, to order these, you come to me. Okay? And I will, in the description box, give you the correct ordering information of how to contact me to order any of these products. I will not list the price because this price may change and this video is going to be up. So at the time when you order something from me, you come to me and say, hey, I'd really like one of those sustainment pouches or one of those Weehawk small pouches or that rucksack. Then you contact me and I will send you a complete price list at this time of what the prices of everything is. I also have combos of the gear already put together, etc. Okay? That's where you'll see that. My niece, Trinity Sainer of Made Ready Gear, makes some other things to go with my gear as a cooperation between us. One, remember that pad I talked about that was going to be in the back of the rucksack? This is a waterproof sitting pad slash frame, goes into the rucksack. There are loops on the corners so you run a piece of cord in and turn this into a carry bag unto its own. The Velcro in the top allow you to open this bag and pull out the foam insert. This is a closed cell foam, so water isn't going to saturate it. The bag is waterproof Cordura, two-toned. You can get them in solid. This way, if I am trapped out and I don't have any other means, I've got a ground pound, I can fill this bag full of leaves and debris and put this one and have a fairly good mat to go from my shoulders to my hips if I have to lay on the ground in an emergency, right? This bag will also hold water like the others. This makes it very versatile as a standalone, especially you people that are up in snow country, wet country, stuff like that. Being able to open up your rucksack and simply slide this up out of that pocket in the back, straight out, and be able to sit on it and be dry, and be able to shake the water off and put it back in the rucksack. Pretty handy. She sells these at Ready Made Gear. Also, she makes a Cordura version of my haversacks. She makes a Cordura Blackhawk and a Cordura Red Hawk. This is the Red Hawk in Cordura. Got the same features. The difference is the strap. She uses a large buckle instead of the double D rings. Okay, it is fully adjustable, and therefore this is the Cordura. So if you're not sure about the wax canvas, Cordura, you can have the same bag. Okay, and I will have contact information down below. Finally, also from Made Ready Gear, we have these pouches. These pouches are set up to hang from the strap of the haversack. There are 3 different sizes. There is a small pouch that I use for cordage and stuff like that. It goes inside of my haversack. And there's a larger pouch like this, and then there's one in between. Okay? These are perfect size for putting field manuals and stuff in, where I'm going out to do plant identification stuff. By simply adding a couple of soft shackles or a couple of carabiners to the straps of my haversack, I can let this lay on top of the flap of my haversack and have instant access to navigation gear or whatever, depending on whatever skill set I'm doing. Maybe a fishing kit, maybe a plant identification set. This will work with this system on the haversack to be something I can change in and out. Say like the red one is a first aid set, the blue one is land nav, the green one is a fishing, the yellow one in colors, and then be able to use them as part of the system. Thank you for listening. I know this has been a lot of information, but this is the culmination of 40 years of me doing outdoor activities and using haversacks, rucksacks and stuff. And so I developed my products to work together as a system, to be adaptable and versatile, and to work with other systems. As I said, the Sparrowhawk sustainment bags will also hook to the side of the Pathfinder rucksack and to many other type of rucksacks. So you don't just have to buy my gear. They will work well with others. My haversacks can be standalone. The rucksack can be standalone. It will also hook to the Alice Pack frame, as I said. All of this together to make it as versatile as I can make it. Thank you very much for your time. If you're interested in one of my products, look down there in the description box, and I will have the contact information of an email to contact me for me to send you information. Simply state, I would like to purchase a haversack, rucksack, or whatever, and I will send you the complete price list. If you're interested in the Cordura products from my niece, from Made Ready Gear, her contact information will be down there as well. Thank you very much. Till next time, guys, safe journeys.